Okay. Hi, good day. This is Teacher Maria again. So for today, we're going to study about monsoons. Okay, we're studying still Unit 8, Wind and Monsoons. But before that, we have to review the vocabulary words that we learned last meeting. Okay, so read with me: wind, air, atmospheric pressure, warm, cool, rise, sink, area, breeze, water vapor, condenses, increase, and decrease. So these are the words that we learned last meeting. I hope by now that you're familiar with most of them. You know the meaning in Thai so that you'll understand our lesson more, okay? So let's review about our lesson last meeting. We are going to review about wind. We said that wind is the moving air, okay? When air moves, it's called wind, okay? And we also studied about how is wind produced. We said that wind is produced because the sun heats up our earth unevenly, okay? So if in some parts it's still cold and in some parts it's already warm, the warm air will rise and then the cool air needs to take its place. Now there will be movement of air, that's called wind. We also studied that wind blows from cool places to warm places, okay? And we also said that the movement of air from an area of high pressure to an area of low pressure, okay? Air moves from high pressure to low pressure. I hope you remember all of this. We already studied this last meeting and it's still important for our lesson today, okay? We also studied about breeze, okay? We said that breeze is a nice and gentle wind, and if you are staying near bodies of water like us in Rayong, you should be familiar with sea breeze and land breeze. We said that sea breeze is the breeze blowing from the sea to the land, from the sea to the land, and it happens during daytime. And we said that land breeze is the breeze blowing from the land to the sea, from the land to the sea, and it happens during nighttime. Okay, so these are all things that we already studied. Okay, so these are the vocabulary words for this lesson. Read with me. Okay, we have monsoon, season, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, equator, tropical areas. Okay, we have Earth's axis, tilt, winter, spring, summer, autumn, northeast monsoon, and southwest monsoon. So what is a monsoon? Okay, a monsoon is a seasonal change in the direction of a wind in a region. Okay, seasonal change in the direction. I hope you're all familiar with all these words, okay? But we have to study what do you mean by season, okay? And it is said that monsoons occur in tropical areas, okay? So what do you mean by tropical areas? So these are the things that we're going to study today. So what is a season? Okay, we have to know what is a season. Okay, a season is a division of the year based on the changes in weather and the number of daylight hours in a given period. So a season is a division of the year. So if you're going to divide the year, you can divide it into seasons, okay? So some countries experience 4 seasons, okay? Some countries experience 4 seasons. We have winter, spring, summer, and autumn. We know Thailand is not experiencing 4 seasons, but some countries, they are experiencing winter, spring, summer, and autumn. So what causes seasons? Okay, we have to understand first, why do we have seasons? Okay, so if you're going to look at the picture, you can see that the earth is tilted 23.5 degree from a perpendicular line to its orbit, okay, or axis. So this is Earth's axis, okay? This is the Earth's axis. It's an imaginary line, okay? It's an imaginary line. This is where the Earth rotates around itself or orbits, okay? Now, see, if you're going to draw a line, perpendicular line, a straight line, you will see that it is tilted 23.5 degrees. Now, if you are going to divide Earth, here in the middle, this red line, this is called the equator, okay? Equator. So if you're going to divide it into two, the countries or the areas above the equator, we call them northern hemisphere, okay? Northern hemisphere. And if you're going to divide it, and then the countries, the areas below the equator, it's called southern hemisphere, okay? The words in here, it's in the vocabulary words that I showed you. I hope you will look at them again if you cannot remember, okay? So this is the Earth's axis. It is tilted 23.5. Now, why am I teaching you this? Because it's important. Since the Earth is tilted, no? If the Earth is tilted, some parts, this is the sun, some parts will receive more sunlight compared to the other parts, okay? So here on this side, these countries receive less sunlight, and those parts of the Earth facing the sun receive more sunlight, okay? So in this time, you will see that if you receive less sunlight, then those countries will experience winter, okay? And those countries that receive more sunlight will experience summer, okay? So if you're going to look here, as the Earth rotates around the sun, the seasons will change, okay? As the Earth rotates around the sun, or as it orbits around the sun, the seasons will change. So in this part, when it's winter in the northern hemisphere, and in this part it's summer, okay? In the southern hemisphere it's summer, and it will change, okay? I hope you understand. This is the causes of seasons, why we have seasons. It's because the Earth is tilted, and it's because the Earth rotates around the sun or orbits around the sun. Okay, now what are the seasons in Thailand? Okay, we have to understand we're here in Thailand. So Thailand experienced 3 different seasons. We have winter season, rainy season, and summer season. Winter season is, our winter is not the same as the winter in America or in other countries, because we do not experience very, very cold weather. We only experience cool season, a little bit cold. Like during this past few days, we are experiencing a cool season, like 18 degrees in the morning, 18 degrees Celsius in the morning. And we also have rainy season, and we have summer season. Okay, so these are the 3 seasons in Thailand, okay? Now, why do we experience only 3 different seasons in Thailand? But why is it that in other countries there are 4 seasons, and why is it that in Thailand it's only 3? So why? Okay, so the answer lies on this picture. It's in your book, you can also check. So if you're going to look, the Earth, if you divide it, this is the line, the equator. We said that countries or areas above the equator is called the northern hemisphere, and countries below the equator is called southern hemisphere. But if you are here in this yellow zone, you are near the equator, okay? Above or below the equator, a little bit above or a little bit below the equator, you are in what we call tropical areas, okay? So when you say tropical areas, we receive more or less almost the same amount of sunlight throughout the year, okay? So more or less 12 hours. Sometimes it will be less, sometimes it will be more, but we receive more or less the same amount of sunlight throughout the year, okay? Now, if we receive almost the same amount of sunlight throughout the year, then why do we still have different seasons? If we are receiving almost 12 hours of daylight every day of the year, then why do we still have seasons, okay? It is because Thailand is affected by 2 monsoons in a year, okay? We have northeast monsoon and southwest monsoon. We have seasons because of these monsoons. It changes because of the monsoons, okay? So for today, we're going to study about the northeast monsoon, okay? The northeast monsoon starts around mid-October and ends around February. So this time, we are experiencing the northeast monsoon because we are here. January is between October to February, okay? So we should remember that during this time, it's winter in the northern hemisphere. It's winter in America and Canada, okay? So since above us, here is Thailand, above us, it's winter, then it's cold. It's winter, no? So there will be high pressure. We know that cool air sinks and it creates high pressure. So there will be high pressure in the northern hemisphere, and in the southern hemisphere there will be low pressure, okay? Now why is it that direction of the wind blows like this? It's because the wind blows to Thailand from northeast direction due to the Earth's rotation. Remember, the Earth rotates around itself. Okay, so as it rotates like that, it changes the wind direction. So the wind is blowing from the northern hemisphere going to the southern hemisphere, from the land to the ocean. But because of the Earth's rotation, it's moving from the northeast direction. Okay, it's from the north going to the east. I hope you understand. Okay, now the wind brings cold and dry air to Thailand and initiates the winter season or the cool season in Thailand. That's why during this time it's mostly cool. As I said, for the past few days, for the past week, we are experiencing cool season. Cool and dry air is blowing from the north, okay, from the northern hemisphere. And in this time, we experience little rain, okay? There's not much rain during these months from October to February, not much rain, okay? The cool season rarely affects our daily activities. Some enjoy the cool season, okay? And during the northeast monsoon or during this period, wild Himalayan cherry blossoms and sunflower blossoms during this season, okay? Those beautiful flowers in the movie that you see, the cherry blossoms and the sunflower, okay? They blossom during this and they love the cool season, okay? Cool and dry air. Let's review one more time. We said that monsoons is a seasonal change in the direction of the wind in the region, and it occurs in tropical areas, okay? So we're just going to, I hope you understand everything. If you have any questions, you can send message to me. We're going to study about northeast monsoon, and the next meeting we're going to study about the southwest monsoon, and summer in Thailand. Okay, so we're going to study the 3 seasons in Thailand. Okay, answer your workbook, page 102, 104, and 108. Okay, 3 pages, 102, 104, and 108. And I hope you understand the lesson. See you next time. Stay home and stay safe. Bye.